Alrighty, traders. Alrighty. We are live. Fantastic. Alrighty, traders. So in today, because the stock market was indeed closed today, I actually want to. I just realized my title of the video. I gotta change the title. How do I do that? Let me do this. The truth about trading, day trading. Let me change the title on this. There we go. Let's save that. I think we're good to go now, aren't we? I think we are. All right. Present to everyone. Oh, I hope anyway. Let's just make sure that you can. Oh, you can. Fantastic. You can see my charts. All right. Fantastic, guys. Fantastic. All right, guys. So what I want to do in this session today is I want to give you a rundown on the truth about day trading. If you're looking to trade, say, the intraday charts, or if you're looking to trade the smaller time frame charts and stuff like that, the truth about what it really takes for you to start to get ahead when you're trading. Right? Because you're looking at right now basically my futures and forex platform that I'm looking at. And I'm going to talk to you about the truth of that. If you want, what do you need to do, and what you must accept and expect if you are trading this type of trading here. Okay, so let me firstly bring up the typical disclaimer here, guys, before I get started. And then we're going to go through here, right? Because a lot of people are really interested in about day trading and trading in general and so on and so forth. And it really is a phenomenal way to trade. But I'm going to give you guys a bit of rundown on that. So, guys, do not place a trade based on what you're seeing in this session today, because trading is risky and it can cause substantial financial loss. There is no guarantees of making money in the markets. So be smart about the way that you are trading. All right. And this is just general advice. Now, guys, let's actually get into this here. All right? What I want to cover right now and what I want to talk about is the truth about trading the intraday charts. So what I mean by that is, as you can see, you're looking at my futures and forex platform, and I've got basically all my different futures and my forex platform here and so on and so forth. And this is basically, I have a 2-minute chart, a 5-minute chart, a 15-minute chart, and a daily chart. Sorry, my bad. That should be an hourly chart. I just finished off doing a coaching session for my coaching clients, and phenomenal. The session went for over an hour. So my weekly coaching session. So that's basically, so that was actually pretty phenomenal. So here's the thing, guys. Okay. Whenever we're trading the market, you got to think about like how you got to really be careful about how you think about your trading and what you're doing in there. The thing is, if you want to be a day trader, meaning that you want to trade the small time frame charts, all right? So if you want to trade the 2-minute chart and the 5-minute chart, like I do on the forex and the futures markets, or even if you want to start trading a small time frame chart, such as maybe the 15-minute chart on the stock market, or maybe the hourly chart on the stock market, what you must expect and accept, if you're also trading the futures and forex market, right? You're generally looking at the same pairs, right? So I have 6 different pairs here that I look at when trading the forex market. Now, here is the thing about when you are trading these types of moves, when you're trading these types of markets, and what you must not only accept but expect in the markets, and when this is happening, and that is the thing is that I have my select markets that I look at. And then my job as a day trader, call it a day trader, where I'm looking to get in and get out on a smaller time frame chart. My job as a trader is that I must be able to pick a certain time frame, okay? If it's 3 hours a day, it's 3 hours a day. If it's 5 hours a day, it's 5 hours a day. You must be able to pick a certain time frame that's going that you can consistently stick out no matter what. All right. And what you want to be doing when you're trading this way is you have your markets, you have your futures or your Forex markets that you look at. And then what you want to do is you just want to analyze and watch the markets unfold for, if it's 3-4 hours a day or it's 5 hours a day for you, you want to do that. And you simply want to watch the market unfold until your trading setup appears. Whatever that trading setup is for you, you must be able to wait for that trading setup. And that's basically what day trading, that's the truth about day trading. That's the truth about what it takes to be a really, really, really good day trader in the markets, is that you must not only accept, but expect that that's what's likely to happen. That's how you truly, truly, truly get ahead in the markets. And remember, guys, successful trading is never about taking a lot of trades. It's about only taking a small number of trades that you have very, very, very high confidence in and high probability in. And so therefore your account starts to grow, your ability to put on more money starts to grow. And before you know it, you don't need that many good trades throughout the month to be a 7-figure trader, which means making more than 80 grand a month if you're looking at that. So I hope you can see that that's what it is. And so the reason why you can do so well with these types of the long term, right? Long term, by trading the small time frame charts, 90%, if you want to do this, 90% of your time, you're just watching the market, you're analyzing the markets. I'm analyzing the high time frames, 15-minute and the 60-minute chart to see what's happening and see what's going on through there. I'm analyzing to see what's really going on, what's really happening right now. You know what I mean? And so that's basically what I'm doing, and why I'm always analyzing these markets to see what's really going on and what's really happening with the higher time frames, looking at the trend, looking at support resistance. And then I'm trading the smaller time frame charts there, the smaller time frame charts, the 2-minute, the 5-minute charts. And so my job is to sit there as long as I have to, And think about this, guys. Think about this. Imagine if you knew you had a trading setup, but you're only going to get on average 4 trades. If you sat there for, call it 6 hours a night, but you knew 6 hours a night looking at, say, maybe 6 or 7 different markets, but you knew on average you're going to get 4 really good quality trades throughout the month. Now, that could happen all in 1 week. That could happen, that first 2 weeks. The first week you get 2 trades, and the last week no trades, or you might have 3 trades, 3 weeks of no trades, and then the last week of trades. Now, hear me out here, right? This is the way that successful trading is done. So just imagine you were sitting in front of your screen and you said, okay, this is my block time here. This is what I do when I'm day trading. So I have my block time, right? So just say, for example, you had your block time, but you knew on average you're going to get 4 really good trades a month, right? Now let's just say, for example, long term, you started to build your account, right, up to where you're now happy taking, say, a $5,000 risk per trade. Right? So every single trade you take, you're happy taking a $5,000 risk, where most of those trades you're going to take is going to generate a profit. Now, let's say, for example, on average that you only got a 1-to-1, which means that if you're risking $5,000, you made $5,000. Right? Now, I want you to think about this here for a minute. If you look at the numbers, right, 4 trades, just say, for example, one trade, because mostly trades you take, 1 trade was just a small profit, so we're not going to count that. But the 3 trades you took was a 1-to-1 with a $5,000 risk. What is that? That's a $15,000 profit for the month. Now, I know that doesn't sound like that if you look at that, right? But when you start to really look at the market the way it is, you can start to look at some trades. There's plenty of trades that I've taken even this year that have run on for 4 or 5 times risk. So if you look at that, right, if you look at the way that you're trading, just say, for example, you only found one really good one setup. Like maybe if you took 4 setups and the 4 setups were giving you a small profit, maybe a 1-to-1, and then there was one really good trade that you knew had the makings of running on, and that thing ran on 4 or 5 times your risk. And say, for example, now you're starting to risk $10,000 per trade. Now, I'm talking long term. Now, before you know it, you don't need too many good trades throughout the month to start to do what? $500,000 a year, or maybe more. Makes sense? And so it's not And as you can see, right, and the more confident you get, and this is where your foundation to your success is trading one setup and one setup only, and becoming so confident that you're happy now risking this much money on per trade, $5,000, $10,000, and then you start to really, and as the years go on, right, you start to build up to where now you're doing $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, or even $50,000 risk per trade. Now, again, we're talking long term, maybe even 5 years time frame, right? You're doing $50,000 risk per trade. As you can see, right, just two good trades of 1-to-1, and now that's obviously now you're a 7-figure trader. You know what I mean? Or even if you're doing $20,000 risk per trade and so on and so forth. I hope you can see what I'm saying here. But whenever you're trading the markets, whenever you're looking at the markets like this, or just trading in general, your job as a trader is to wait until your proven trading setup appears. Now, I'm going to say that again, guys, because I speak to so many people that don't get this. Your foundation, if you do not have a trading setup, some sort of rules that you're looking for on the market, exactly something very, very similar to what you're looking for on the markets, then that's where you need to start, right? Because you can be consistent, you can be disciplined, you can be patient and looking at the markets, but what are you being consistent, disciplined, and patient for? You need to have the foundation is you need to have a trading setup. What's that pattern? What does it mean? What is that pattern you're looking for on the markets? And then trading that pattern and waiting as long as you have to continue to trade that pattern on there. So that's the truth about day trading, is that 90% of the time, if you're looking at the market, say for 5 hours, that you may spend 5 hours a day and not do anything, not take any trades for 2 weeks. And then the third week, there might be 4 trades. And then the fourth week, there might not be any trades. Or you might go through an entire month with no trades, and the very next month, there might be like 10 trades. You just don't know. But the foundation is that, firstly, what are you exactly looking for? Because the thing is that if I'm getting in based on what I think, hope, or fear, then I'm just gambling, right? Then I'm just gambling based on what I think, hope, or fear. But if I'm looking at the markets, okay, this is exactly what I'm looking for, then bam, right? Then bam, I can start to see how I can start to really move forward in a big way there, and accept and expect the fact that your job, if you want to take this as a trader, it's actually quite boring. It really is, because your job as a trader is to sit there as long as you have to, or within that time frame you got, and not do anything until your trading setup appears that you believe in. Now, once I said before, guys, my trading setup does 90+% success rate, and which means some of those trades are going to be small profits, some of them are going to be much larger profits. I don't know, they're different profits. But the thing is that your job as a trader is that you need to be waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. My very first seven-figure mentor said that you are paid to wait in the markets. And as long as you can keep waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting in the markets, then that's what's really going to help you do really, really, really well in the markets from that. So you must not only accept it, but expect it, that this is what day trading really is all about when you're trading these types of markets, the futures market. So even if I go down to, say, Wall Street, the futures and the Forex markets, right? Same thing for these as well too. If I'm looking at the 15-minute chart or the hourly charts, I'm looking for what am I looking for here? Like this may be like a lot of garbage through here. There might be a lot of stuff through here, but all I'm looking for, what am I looking for? Really, really, really simple. I'm just looking for my setup. I'm looking for my setup. And once I see my setup, there was a trade that happened actually yesterday that when I was trading on copper. Actually, I just covered this on copper. So this was actually the setup here, but it wasn't a long-term trade, but this was the trade here that I took, right? See this breakout bar here? I took this trade, but I knew it was going to be some sort of short-term trade. And my target was this line up here, because that line was the next resistance. So let's just say, for example, you had $10,000 risk on this trade. You said, okay, this is one of the trades that has, I'm happy taking $10,000 risk. Well, that one there would have generated for you within 5 minutes, would have generated a $10,000 risk, would have generated probably close to around a $15,000 profit for you. Maybe a bit more. I forget exactly what it was, but even if it's a $5,000 risk, right? A $5,000 risk would have generated almost maybe $7,000 to $8,000 profit, right? Because it was almost 1.5 times I think it was 1.5. Maybe it was even 2. I think again, I forget the exact number there, but you can see what I'm saying there, right? That I think it might have been even 2 there. But anyway, because I don't really look at the numbers. I try not to look at the numbers. I just trade. Beautiful. That was a good trade. And then I'm on to the next trade. I try not to focus on the actual numbers itself, because when I do, then that's when I start to get greedy. But as you can see, right, like if this profit here was a 2-to-1 and you had $10,000 risk here, just that one trade that you look for could have generated a $20,000 or $15,000 to $20,000 profit. Just one trade, boom, 5 minutes. That's what day trading is all about. It's waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting until you get some really, really good setups. And again, this was a setup that I took yesterday trading. But just waiting for those setups, guys. That's what the key is to this here. But your job, if you want to be a trader, then your job it's actually quite boring. Your job is to sit there within that time frame, say, I'm not going to do anything until I see a setup. And then from this here, there was nothing else after this here on this is copper, the copper market, right? There was actually nothing else on here. So I hope you can see what I'm saying here, guys, that if you want to be a trader, the foundation to a successful trader is that they know what they're looking for. What are you looking for in the charts? Meaning the setup. What is the exact setup you're looking for, right? Because just because the market's doing, higher highs, high lows, or trend or whatever, doesn't mean I'm going to be taking that, right? Doesn't mean I'm going to be taking that. What am I going to be taking? I'm going to be taking high quality setups only that are going to give me a 90+% success rate, which gives me the confidence to put on, quite a bit of money per trade, per risk. So throughout the month, I don't need too many really good trades for me to live a comfortable lifestyle based on that. And then my job is just to sit there and be 100% focused in the moment and looking at the market and analyzing. I'm looking for the 2 minute and the 5 minute. I'm looking for my entries. The 15 and the 60 are mainly more for who's in control of the trend, the bit longer term trend, and also where are the next major areas of support and resistance. Now, if I go back to this level through here, this chart down the bottom here was the setup, right? Now, where did I get this line from? This line was actually back here on the 60-minute chart, which I knew was back here. So I had this setup, and I knew that this was not going to be a runner, right? I knew that this one was going to be. So I have my setup, and then I say, this is a setup. It's either going to be a short-term trade, or I'm going to have a setup, and this has the makings of being a runner. So therefore, I'll use the moving average as an exit or whatever to do that. But that's basically what it is. Now, as you can see, guys, that's what it's all about. And if you're trying to force it and rush it and trying to pick bottoms and trying to pick tops and going all over the place, you're never building a strong foundation for you to actually move forward in a big way in the markets. And you're spinning your wheels. And the more you're spinning the wheels, year after year after year goes past, and you're just not moving forward in a big, big, big way because you're not building that foundation. Trading is all about confidence. Confidence is all about seeing the exact same setup 1,000 times. Like, I've seen this thing 1,000 times. I know this works. This thing crushes it. Right? And so on and so forth. So that's basically what trading is all about. If you're trying, and if you ever want to do really, really well in the market, you eventually have to get to a point where you can have a trading account size where you can start to risk, and you're happy risking quite a fair bit of money, or increase your position sizes overall to start to say, you know what, just one really good trade could give you $5,000 profit or a $10,000 profit, right? So this one here, if this one was, I forget it, 1.5 to 2 times risk. But if you're happy taking a $5,000 risk on this trade, this one here would have been, a $8,000 to $10,000 profit, somewhere about there. What if you did that, but the thing is, guys, is that to get this trade, to get these trades, sometimes you have to sit in front of the markets for 5-6 hours a night or a day within your time frame that you select that you can consistently do, and then not do anything. And as I said before, in some weeks there is no trades, in other weeks there are. My job is consistency, discipline, and patience. I'm consistent at showing up at the markets at this time frame, and I'm disciplined. Consistency, discipline, patient. I'm consistent. If I'm trading this 5-hour block and I can do this every single day consistently, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be consistent at showing up every day. I'm going to be disciplined to not take in rubbish, but waiting for my A quality setup. and then I'm going and that's all I'm going to take. And then I'm going to be patient, and I'm going to wait as long as I have to for that trading setup, whether it's 1 day, 1 week, or 1 month. My job is not to take anything, because the more I be consistent, disciplined, and patient and not take this rubbish, you guys know, right, that where we get in trouble is that we start to take all this rubbish. We start to pick tops and bottoms in the markets, and we try to do really, really well. I mean, we try to do all this trading, and we're just spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning our wheels from there. So there we go, guys. That's a bit of an introduction to the way that I trade. I trade the shorter time frame charts and so on and so forth. And this is the platform that I use to trade the Forex and futures market. Also Bitcoin as well too. This is the chart I use to trade Bitcoin. And so Bitcoin right now is doing this. Bitcoin actually had a bit of an update. So actually Bitcoin had a bit of an update today. It's still not closed yet, but we had a nice little pullback. So Bitcoin looks like, on the short term anyway, it looks like it's going to start running back up towards that 4,100 level. Short term anyway. Yeah, we've got a nice little run up through here, breaking past this level here. So the next stop for Bitcoin is actually probably 4,100 level. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Anyway, guys, so if you guys have any questions at all, put them in the chat box, and I'll be able to answer them for you. I did get a notification, and they said, an impressive life story, John. If you write a book, it'd be interesting. Oh, thanks for that. Hey, John, have not thanked you in a while. Thanks for the videos, much appreciated. Could you possibly have a look at GBP, Great British Pound USD, in the next video quickly? Keep well. Sure. The Great British Pound. So this one here, if you're, depending on what you're looking at here, firstly, if I look at, say, the weekly chart on the Great British Pound, pretty much sideways, aren't we? On the weekly chart, we're pretty much just sideways. So there's no real true strong trend. If we have a look at the daily chart, we have a big run up through here, but it's pretty flat throughout here. So there's no one really truly in control. If we get a nice big strong up candle through here, then we have a really good chance of running back up to the highs up here, because we've got a nice low, a higher low. So there may be a good chance for this to run back up here. But yeah, that's basically what I'm looking at there. But there's really no there's no good true strong trend right now at this very moment. By looking at that. So if you guys have any questions at all, then let me know, and we can go from there. But this is the truth about day trading, guys. This is the truth about what it takes to be a really, really, really good day trader in the market, and how to get ahead in the markets when doing that. So guys, if you haven't done so yet, then make sure you go down to mastertraderlab.com to grab your free trial. If you're interested in getting my coaching, then email me at haltrader@gmail.com. And then a whole bunch of other links are in the description if you want to get some coaching with me, one-on-one coaching, and so on and so forth from there. Do that. So, alrighty, guys. Well, that's it for me today. Mary, 1 minute and 5 minute versus 2 minute and 5 minute. Why? The 2 minute, Mary, gives me a bit more time to be prepared, right? For an entry. So if I'm looking at an entry, 1 minute just seems to be a bit too quick for me. So the 2 minute, it gives me a bit of time. It gives me a bit more time to get ready. The 5 minute, definitely the 5 minute. I definitely like the 5 minute, because again, that's 5 minutes. If I'm getting a nice entry candle off my setup, then then I've got 5 minutes now to really analyze and take my time. You know what I mean, Mary? And 5 minutes is actually quite a bit of time when you're 100% focused. Same with the 2 minute as well too. So I've now got, once I get the breakout candle, it just gives me a bit more time to make sure I'm doing that. John, what are your thoughts about natural gas right now? It's going down, and you better not be trying to buy it, because you're trying to pick a bottom, and the sellers are in control. And I tell you what, guys, isn't it interesting about human behavior? Natural gas goes for a massive run, and then it drops. we instantly think it's going to happen again. So we better get into it. Where's Jesse? Where's Jesse? Yeah, where's Jesse? Yeah, it's going down. If you're going to try to buy it right now, you're trying to pick a bottom. You may be right, but 9 times out of 10, you're going to be wrong. And you're just trying to get in when you think it's a good idea instead of having some sort of a setup or when you should be trading. That's what I think about natural gas. Yeah, so Mary, that's the reason why I use the 2-minute chart, because it just gives me a bit more time to get ready for that, just to make sure. 1-minute chart, it's just a bit too quick for me. 2 minutes and then 5 minutes is pretty good. Yeah. Then would DGA be a good swing? Would DGAZ be a good swing trade? Well, if the natural gas is going down and the sellers are in control, sure, it sounds like a really good swing trade. Not. You're trying to pick a bottom, my friend. You're trying to pick a bottom. Trading successfully, my friend, my man, is all about having a setup that you look for on the charts. Not just because you think it's a good idea. So yeah, so you want to be very, so if you're trying to, like, and again, like I can't, the thing is that the whole point is that by you asking me, is it a good swing? You should be entering the market at all until you've done your work on developing a setup or investing in someone who can share with you a setup. And your job is to take that setup. So no, it's not a good time to swing, because if you have to ask someone, is it a good time to enter, then you're off the game already. When you day trade, do you start off by looking at the high time frames first? Yes, Cube. Yes. So the thing is that, like, because the high time frame doesn't change that much, or it doesn't change at all, every half an hour, maybe hour, I'll look at the hourly chart and I'll look at the 15-minute chart to see what's actually going on with those time frames. What's really happening? What's going on? And just seeing what's really going on with those higher time frames. Where is the trend? Where's major support and resistance levels, and so on and so forth. And then so I'll do that, but then I'm always keeping an eye on the 2-minute and 5-minute charts. In fact, if I share with you, I can't do this, can I? No, but on another screen that you can't see, actually, you know what? Let me do this here. For you guys that are on Facebook right now, I know you can't see this, but let me. Oh, bam! There we go. Right, so that's basically what you can see there. Right, what you can see there now is basically a chart, a widescreen with just all 5 minutes on there. 5 minute, 5 minute. These are all different 5-minute charts, and I'm keeping an eye on these for 5 minutes. And then that other screen that you just saw. So if I just stop this for a minute and I go back to here. Then that's what I use here for the actual analyzing the higher time frames and so on and so forth from that. I like the 2-minute. Fantastic. Just as long as you know exactly what you're looking for. Mary, do you ever enter on new lows all day with large red candles taking you to do that on a lower 5-minute charts? Mary, do I ever enter on a new low? No, Mary. I enter when my trading setup appears on the charts. I only enter the market when my trading setup, the pattern I'm looking for, appears on the charts. I only enter the market, whether it's a daily chart, a 2-minute chart, a 5-minute chart, a 15-minute chart, heck, a weekly chart. I only enter the market, the exact same pattern. I only enter the market when my pattern forms and it appears on the charts. My job as a trader is to do nothing until my pattern forms on the charts. My job is to do nothing. I am paid to wait. I am paid to do nothing until my trading setup that I'm looking for appears on the charts. And if you are getting into anything based on that, you just think it's a good idea because it's breaking new lows or anything like that, or this looks good, or you think it's good, all that sort of stuff, then you are gambling. Success is a consistent success long term is all about trading, being consistent at trading one setup. Or for you, maybe even a couple of setups. For me personally, I can't trade a couple of setups because it just confuses me too much. I only can do that only on one setup. Fair point. Thanks. No problem. No problem. So you won't change your method with up and down days. Mary, up and down days are completely irrelevant to the market. To me, that is. What I'm looking for is I'm looking for the method that is my trading setup and my trading plan that is proven to me to work 9 times out of 10. I'm looking for that. Whether it's the bullish setup or the bearish setup, it's basically the exact same thing flipped upside down, but I'm only looking for that. No, you don't change your method, or you don't change depending on what the market's doing. If you want consistent success in the markets long term, then you must be consistent at trading the setup long term. Because remember, success is about probability. How do you get a probability in the markets? Well, it doesn't come from one trade, right? Well, this day I'm using this method and this day I'm using this method. Like, no. Success comes if you take 10 trades in a row, or 20 trades in a row, you'll be able to then see your probability from that. So no, you don't change your method. The method always stays the same. The trading plan always stays the same. No matter what the market's going up, down, or sideways, you just have to wait for your trading setup. Because if you're changing your method all the time, then that's gonna create over trading. It's gonna create confusion. It's gonna create losing trades, and it's gonna create you're not having confidence. And now you're gonna go from now what you're gonna do is now you're gonna be very overwhelmed. You're gonna start to say things like, "This is not for me." I was talking to a trader yesterday, and he goes, "John, I just think this is not for me." I said, "Okay, well let me ask you one question. When you're trading the markets, do you know exactly the setup you're looking for in the charts?" That you're trading? And he goes, "No." I said, "Well, of course trading's not for you. You're gambling basically. You're just getting when you think or hope it's a good idea." And he goes, "Oh." So that's where most people think that you got to right, wrong, and all that sort of stuff. It's just not the market. It's like successful trading is not about being lucky. It's just about trading the setup that you believe in. And that belief takes quite a long time. Proven strategy to develop. Exactly right. You either develop it yourself, which does take a lot of time. And it's not like, guys, please think about this here a minute, okay? If you have a trading strategy, you have to keep changing because the market changes every few months, then that's the wrong strategy. My trading plan never changes ever. Bull market, bear market, sideways markets, doesn't matter. It never, ever changes. Ever changes. And you want consistency long term. So your trading plan, your trading setup must be developed based on how the markets work and have worked ever since the market started. So, and that's basically what you want to do there. And that's like with my trading plan and my trading setup, it's based on how the markets work, how they work. It's not some gimmick or fad. It's like, no, this is how the markets work. So I'm just integrating that there. What was the process you went through to develop your setup? Well, Well, I've been trading for quite some time, but the short answer is that I invested tens of thousands of dollars with my private 7-figure coach, and he taught me what took him 20 years to perfect. And so I could have spent all that time trying to perfect it myself, or I went to him and I spent a lot of money over the last 4 or 5 years with him. A lot of money. Actually, over my time, I've spent a lot of money, probably close to 30 or 40 grand with this guy, but that's paid dividends on my trading. So, you know, so that's basically it. That was the process. I actually went to someone who was doing it, and then I learned from him. And then it was my job to do that. My job was to then just build confidence by seeing it thousands of times. High probability system proven trading strategies exits you must find. Yes. How many stocks are you watching at one time, waiting for the setup? Do you watch your favorite group of stocks? No, Bernard. When I'm intraday trading, 2-minute charts, 5-minute charts, I'm generally only looking at the same market. So the market you're looking at right now, I'm doing this in the afternoon my time. With the stock market, I'm scanning a couple of thousand stocks every day. Now my scanner goes out there and scans it for the daily chart, scans out there and brings back a set of watch lists that has potentials for my trading setup, and it's from that potential, where it's from that potential that's I'm going to it's from that potential watch list. Then I go through it. So I might get every single day on my scanning. So my scans that I'm looking for scans a couple of thousand stocks every single day. Then it brings back a set of, for the bullish trades, for the bullish setup, it might be 20 stocks there. And for the bearish setup, there might be 10 stocks. And then my job is to go through those stocks to see which one actually meets the trading rules step by step. So that's how I do my daily trading. So I only spend probably one hour per day, sometimes a bit longer, on the stock market, because I have a scanning process. And when I'm trading the Forex and futures market, these small time frame charts, I have a block of time of what I'm looking at there. My go-to trading strategy requires a full-time. Yep, cool, fantastic. So I hope that makes sense, Bernard. But the thing is that my trading plan doesn't change. The exact same pattern I'm looking for on a 2-minute Forex chart is the exact same pattern that I'm looking for on a daily stock chart. Or if I'm looking for a bit more of a longer term play, or I'm actually looking to buy some sort of stock, or having a real long term play, or it's the exact same pattern that I'm looking for on the weekly chart. My plan doesn't change from market to market. My plan is the exact same across all markets. The futures, the Forex, the stock market, doesn't matter. It's the exact same thing I'm looking for. Exactly right, Office. Exactly right. So there we go, guys. So if you haven't done so, guys, make sure you go down to mastertraderlab.com. If you'd like to get a one-on-one coaching call with me, if you're feeling stuck right now, if you're losing thousands and thousands of dollars, if you're losing thousands and thousands of dollars in the markets, guys, then click on the link in the description, book a coaching call with me, and I'll get you straight. If you're feeling stuck right now, then I'll be able to really spend an hour with you to figure where you're going wrong and the mistakes you're making, and help you start to get ahead. What is your favorite time frame to trade? There is no favorite time frame. My favorite time frame to trade is whatever time frame my pattern that I'm looking for appears on the charts. So it's pretty simple, really simple. So there is no favorite time frame. If I get my pattern that I set up on the charts, wherever it is, if it's a 2-minute, if it's a 5-minute, heck, it could be even a 15-minute chart. So I'm not a day trader. I'm not a swing trader. I'm not any of that sort of stuff. I'm just a trader. Now, some trades that I trade, say on the stock market, are going to be on the daily chart. I might get a trade on the daily chart. I might be in it for a week. Then some other trades that I get into, I might be in it for up to a month or maybe more. Just depends. So there we go, guys. That's it for me today. Hope you guys have an amazing day and keep well. And if you guys haven't done so yet, then you need to start either investing in someone to get your plan. That's your foundation. If you really want to get ahead, you must be consistent at taking the same setup every single day. If you want consistent results long-term, you must be consistent. And that's it. So whether it's me or whether it's someone else that you trust and that you believe in, now put it this way, guys, you have to invest quite a bit of money. For people that come to my coaching program and stuff like that, it's quite a fair bit, because that's what's going to take for you to that. If you're looking to pay $100 or $200 or a couple of $100, you think that's the answer, you don't. The success in your trading comes from learning a setup and having a coach there all the time, helping you get better and better and better, trading that setup and all that sort of stuff. That's basically what I'm all about. I'm not all about getting you. I'm getting you confident in one setup so you can start to build that consistency, confidence, and grow your account overall. All right, guys. Thanks for that today, and I will talk to you next time.